located at Northeast Airport. And what I did there was I basically worked on the line crew. So I was working on fixing up airplanes, helping mechanics out, cleaning them up so they're able to fly. And it takes a lot of work because there's a lot of people who want to learn how to fly and a lot of customers who need their planes fixed up. So they need a lot of people on the line crew to do all that work. And you know, I was a big help with them because they're a little low on employees, so they were happy to have me. And so Northeast Airport is basically right off of Grand Avenue. So I would go there every day about like 8 in the morning, work about 6 hours. There it is. So I'll just point to some of the pictures. The news helicopters that you might hear over Philly, they're based out of here. A lot of stuff goes on in Northeast every day. There might be some military helicopters coming in randomly, and we don't know because Orbital Aviation doesn't communicate with the tower or anything like that. So the coolest stuff might happen. Like one time the Pittsburgh Penguins came in, and sports teams might come in because it's just a lot less publicity if they just come into the quieter airport. Yeah, sure, you go. So this is the hangar I worked in. I would go in the gate and walk down the tarmac like about 200 yards, and then I'd be here. And these are some of the planes we worked on. And the scenery in there is always changing. There's always new planes coming in every week that we need to work on, and we got to work on them fast because customers need them. And a lot of planes come in because if customers or pilots, they're required to get inspections for every year, an annual inspection, and then they need an inspection for every 100 hours. And so the mechanics will work on the engines and the radios and everything inside, and the cleaners will wax the planes, clean off all the dead bugs. There's just like dead bugs all on the wings. Sometimes even birds, that might happen. And a lot of bird poop. So that was week 1. But then the SIP project kind of changed week 2 because sadly the guy who hired me, Herb Portman, the namesake of the company, he died at like 56 or something from heart failure. And so when he died, no one else knew how to run the company except for him. So the immediate reaction was the company closed. So I was still doing SIP, and what my job then was to basically learn how to shut down a company. So yeah, oddly enough. So I started going around to all the hangars and checking to see like how many planes there really were, because the big issue was seeing like what the worth of the company was. Nobody even knew that because Herb didn't really write this stuff down. He just kept it all in his head. So that was my job, to basically keep track of everything and sort of try to value it so that somebody, if possible, could buy the company. So then a few days later, there was talk that investors might want to buy the company and might go back into business. There were 2 investors that we started talking to, started looking around. We started showing them how we work, what we do, and of course how much they might have to pay for this. And so by week 3, the last week, this one Russian investor bought the company. So, and this is actually the only flight school at Northeast Airport. So if the company did go under, then people who wanted to learn how to fly would probably have to drive all the way to Trenton or to Wings Airport, which is like 45 minutes away. So this is something really convenient, and it would have been like really terrible if it went under. But it's back in business now, and so week 3 I learned how to bring a company back together. So then I started putting planes back in hangars, and you would actually have to like pull them, because they only had one tug which pulls the planes, but sometimes you just have to do it manually. And it's not that heavy if they don't have the fuel in it, but when there's fuel in it, it's a lot heavier and harder to pull, but it was all fine. So then just resumed normal work, but it was a lot faster, and we wanted to do less chitter chatter and more work because we want to show the investor that this company can stay together. And that was week 3, and that was basically my SIP. There's just a few pictures. These are some planes I worked on. That's a plane I pulled into the hangar. This is a Pilots and Paws plane. It's like a company that does animal rescue in the air. Those are a couple of $10 million jets, no big deal. That's the inside of a plane, just a single engine.
Do you fly yourself? Do you have a pilot's license?
He does. But
It's not my SIP.
that's my dad.
Do you really fly planes?
I taxied a couple planes, just drove them around the tarmac to park them and time up. Oh, that's the Patriots private jet. I don't know why it's at Northeast Airport, but it's always there apparently. And Tom Brady took that to the Kentucky Derby and to the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight night. So that's in a couple pictures on the internet. You might see that. This is the flight line. These are all the planes that are owned by Portland Aviation, not the jets, these little ones. So I would have to go out every morning and clean them off, tie the ropes, make sure they're all secure and ready to go. Those are the trainer planes. They're a lot smaller, so it's a lot harder to fly them, but they turn you into great pilots, is what they all say. And so in the last few days, there's a big treat where there's a show at Northeast Airport where 4 planes from World War II came in and stayed at the airport for people to come watch and even pay a lot of money to fly in. So this was a Helldiver. That was one of the planes that came in. And there's also a B-29, which is the last flying B-29 in the world, and that was at Northeast Airport, so that was really cool. That'll be in the next couple pictures. Keep going. And that's it. Fifi. And this is my tribute to her. They had, at the Hortman Aviation office, they put his flowers there after his funeral. And they even had some of the pilots that worked at Hortman, they had them fly over in formation. So that was something cool. Thank you.
Any volunteers?
Do you want to go?